day 3 at the Asian Championships, and I cannot even begin to explain how hot and humid it is. We actually had to just stand out here for a few minutes and let the camera lens defog a few times because of the change, like contrast in, you know, I don't know what it is, temperature, humidity, something like that. It's been once again very manic in the training hall. So the first session of the day we had at the same time Thailand turning up, as well as Taiwan. So we're going to start with Thailand, and bear with me because some of these names are somewhat new to me, but we'll get there. So on the men's side we had 67 kilo Dungsri and Nucha, who's one of the medal contenders. So he worked up to 120 kilos in the snatch. Nick was filming from that side. I was filming in Taiwan, but I was watching. I actually filmed some of him as well from a distance because he looked so good. Then he did some pretty heavy snatch pulls right up to around 150 kilos. The 76 kilo lifter, Kongthong Duan Kamon, who's also a medal contender. She did some light power cleans and power jerks, back squats up to 125 kilos. But it was their 55 kilo lifter, Poisan Yotsan, who's got these just enormous quads, like just ridiculous, like genuine quad envy when I watch her lift. And she did some lighter snatches, power cleans. She did some back squat as well, which you're probably seeing, and you're able to check out just how freaky her quads are right now. We also gave her some thumb tape, which was nice. And then, and also at the end of their session, Meso turned up, and the 67 kilo Thai lifter was extremely excited to see Meso on the other side of the room, so that was kind of cool. Let's do Taiwan quickly then, because once again we saw Chen Wenhui, who is probably the gold medal contender in that 71 kilo category. Ooh, she's a medal contender. It's going to be tough with China, obviously. But she once again pushed it like on another level. So she started off, she was training with her 87 kilo teammate, whose name I'm forgetting. I think it starts with Lo or So, something like that. And they both snatched. Up to, well, doubles initially, and it was interesting just seeing like how excited they were training together. Heavy doubles up around to 90 kilos, and then things started to get a little bit more serious, and then eventually more stressful. So they both snatched up to 95, and then I think it took Chen Wenhui a couple of attempts to snatch 98. Now her best ever snatching competition is 103 from Tokyo. She did 100 at 101 at last year's Asian Champs, 97 at World Championships 8-9 months ago. So 98, which is upper weight class, it should have been pretty comfortable for her. She pressed out the first one, then made the second one. And then she had to take multiple attempts at 101 kilos, which I imagine is like, that's probably her second attempt, or her opener. Probably her second attempt is what they're thinking. And she couldn't make it. She just kept trying. Her teammate missed and then eventually made 104. But it was kind of stressful. I mean, I think, you know, she maxed out her back squat 2 days ago, like extremely heavy. That surely had to play a part in just her speed and everything. So I think that's probably why she missed, but, you know, I'm not her or her coach, so who knows. Then she and her teammate worked up heavy in the clean and jerk, and things got a little bit better. Both of them tougher on the cleans and then incredible jerks, particularly Chen Wenhui. Her technique is flawless. I was filming her whilst Meso was watching her, and Meso didn't really know a huge amount about her, and he really liked watching her clean and jerk. And the whole atmosphere of the gym improved when she started clean and jerking. Like the coach of Taiwan, who is Kwon Chun's coach, was there, and he started getting really involved and like yelling and cheering and saying how happy he was because Meso's dad, who's an Olympic champions coach, liked Chen Wenhui's technique and that sort of stuff. But she worked up to 130 kilos. I think it was 120, 25, 28, 30. Her best ever in competition is 35. So that was pretty good. And I think it was the same weight for her teammate as well at 130. The other lifters from Taiwan did some big things too. We saw a 200 kilo clean and jerk by one of their supers. The other super hit a 160 power clean and jerk. Chen Wenhui did not train. And then Meso turned up, and he is doing 2 a day, so he's going to snatch heavy later. He did front squats up to 245. His standard progression, 70, 120, 160. 205, 225, 245, 245. You did a couple singles. And then a really quick one for Vietnam, because I don't want to go on too long. Oh, also good news, by the way. Apparently China and Kazakhstan flew in last night, so we might see them later today. Vietnam were about the same as yesterday. You know, some of them went moderately heavy, some not so much, but it's just because they're just a lighter team. So like some of them, the 45 junior world champion who Nick gave a t-shirt to earlier, she's going to be competing tomorrow. So like she was doing 45 kilo snatches, 60 kilo clean and jerks, that sort of thing. Some of them did go heavy. Like there was a 90 kilo snatch by one of the lifters, and I think she's a 59 maybe, which is actually a really good snatch. And then the 61, he snatched 110, clean jerked 150 actually for a few singles, which is cool because the Indian Tian Tao, who's a 61 kilo lifter who Nick realized looks like Tian Tao, and he really does. He worked up to 140, so there was an obvious, like at the same time, there's an obvious who's making 140 look better. So that was really cool. Alright, another massive session there. We were actually eating with Max because he just turned up, and then suddenly Team China turned up. So pleased because, you know, we haven't seen them for the last few days, so pleased they finally made it. And Lu Delin was straight in, and obviously we know Lu Delin as the guy who might set a new snatch world record. He snatched 180 kilos in that 81 kilo category in competition within China. This is his first international debut. So he snatched, he's fresh off the flight, they arrived like 1 AM. So he snatched up to 150 kilos for a few singles. Actually, interestingly, he snatched up to 150 and then he got kicked out, and then he came back in and built all the way back up to 150. Then his teammate, Jiang, who's a 73, he's back squats 280 kilos. He did some snatches up to about 120 kilos, some snatch pulls up to 170, which is crazy. Like I remarked to Max, I was like, that's a great pull, but his teammate Shi Jiang can snatch that, which is just even more ridiculous. We've got more of Team China behind us now. The women's team's just arrived, as you can see. So we've got the 255s, Yuling Long and Long Shui, and then we've also got the 76 kilo potential snatch world record holder, Peng Cuiting, the tour of the athletes in the shorts just there. So we're going to watch them now train. Presumably they're going to do something big. But before that, we also then saw Lesman, who I'm going to turn so you can watch him do his pulls. So he's going to do some snatch pulls here at 190. He snatched up to 160 kilos for a double. It was like a moderately heavy double day, and his doubles didn't look heavy. So 160 snatch double, then he did a 190 kilo clean jerk. Before that, actually, he did some muscle snatches, just like he did at the World Championships, where he muscle snatched and then went out and hit that world record. He went up to 115 kilos for a double, which I think that's the same weight that he did at the World Championships in the back room, and I actually think he might have made it look a little bit easy here. So yeah, 115 muscle snatch double, 160 snatch double, 192 plus 1 clean and jerk, and now snatch pulls at a weight that he has attempted in competition, 190 kilos. It's been busy. Rizky Jinshanlo's over there. I actually spoke with him. He's the 73 that we filmed yesterday. So I asked him what his best ever lifts were in training. Well, actually, he asked me what mine were, and I told him, and he said very good. So I was really pleased. And then I asked him what his were. He said without straps 165, with straps 170 snatch, and then 205 clean and jerk, which is 7 kilos over the world record. Yeah. So anyway, that's that for now. I'm going to film Team China, so you're going to see me in like 3 seconds. Product of the day is weightlifting house tape. A lot of these athletes here are using our thumb tape. Everyone here is using thumb tape to some degree. So if you're not using thumb tape, you probably ought to, because it just protects your thumbs, saves them, allows you to be able to train a little bit harder without tearing all the skin away when you're hook gripping constantly. So the weightlifting house thumb tape is the best on the market, and also it helps support and fund this sort of thing, so we can do more for you. So I'll put a link to thumb tape down below. And of course, if you want to catch the Asian Championships, first session is tomorrow, then the link to that also is down below. I'll see you guys with the Chinese women. As I mentioned, I'd see you in a few seconds, and here we are. So we saw the Chinese women, and it was a lot of fun. So, quick reminder, there are 2 Chinese 55s who are going up against Zulfiya Chinshanlo, the Kazakh 55, the 3-time world champ, who China believes is Chinese and Kazakhstan believes is Kazakh, but she competes in Kazakhstan anyway. So that battle between the Kazakh and the 2 Chinese is going to be great. And we saw the 3 of them training at the exact same time for the first session, and all 3 of them front squatted. So it was interesting to see like what kind of level of strength we're going to be in. So Yulin Long did 125 for a double, which is like, what, a couple kilos shy of the world record. Then Long Jue did 130 kilos for a single. She like run up to her a little bit, moved it quick. And then Zulfiya Chinshanlo, who had the sort of advantage of being at the back watching them, she worked up to 135, which she did for a double. So they just pushed each other up and up. It was really fun to see. Next to the 2 Chinese 55s was Peng Cuiting, who I've spoken about as being a potential world record setter. She snatched 123 at 19, 6 kilos over the world record in the 71s. She's unofficially snatched the world record in the 76s in Chinese nationals of 125. Today she worked up, I mean she got off the floor a few hours ago. She snatched up to 100 kilos, but she snatched it she snatched it 6 times, 5 singles, and then on the final set she did a double, which made it 6 reps. Then she also did some front squats. So that Chinese women's session was really fun. We're going to see those 55s. When do they compete? Pull this up. Sunday, October 9th, does that say? Yeah. We see them go head to head. So that's going to be like one of the best battles of the championships. Then at the same time as all of that, we saw the boys from Kyrgyzstan lift. So Bek Dulot, Razulbekov, the 109 now. He's got 96, 102, 109. He finished at 200. His 89 kilo teammate Emil snatched 155, clean and jerked 180, I think. Meso is currently in snatching behind us. He built up a snatch, missed 170, missed 175, dropped back down, he's waving back up. So he's going to clean and jerk heavy tomorrow. So I think he's feeling a bit pressure now because he's going to lift well if he wants to win that 102 category. And then, as you can see over here, we have Behdad Salimi, who snatched 216, and Saeed Husseini, who was robbed and should have snatched 220 had he not been popped many years ago. That's a joke, but he was kind of popped. So we've got 2 Iranian legends over there as well. South Korea's training, it's been very full on in the training hall today, but I think that's about it. It's been the best day so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
With China turning up and the Kazakhs turning up and everybody going heavy, it's been really fun. Oh, Mohammed Toychev, super from Turkmenistan, who's just showing up as well, so yeah, it's all kicking off. So yeah, if you want to watch all of this, it's Weightlifting House, live and on demand. You can get your pay-per-view. If you haven't yet looked, it's $15, £12.50, less than $1 per session, every single session of the championships in HD. It's going to be incredible. So yeah, tune in now. And product of the day, obviously, Weightlifting House thumb tape. Save your thumbs, protect your thumbs, because we all need thumbs. And if you want to snatch, you've got to use your thumbs. And if you don't use your thumbs, you're not going to snatch very much. So you better protect your thumbs. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow.